well below standards. We certainly perform a lot better than that. But there you go. Got to move on to Friday, I suppose. First things first, I want to start the video by congratulating Cardiff. I think for probably the first hour or so of the game, easily the better team. Wanted it a lot more than we did. Won all the second balls, won the physical duels, won the aerial battles. Every cliche that comes to mind, Cardiff were on it. And we just didn't get going at all. Nowhere near to the level that I think we can do, and I think we really underperformed today. But you've got to credit Cardiff for that. Obviously, they had a penalty that was saved early on, which really should have given Sunderland the motivation, if there was any needed, to push on and try and score a goal and get in front. But at the same time, the Cardiff didn't let that affect them, and fair play to them. There was debates about the goal being offside, but I need to check and look at that back. If it was offside, then that just goes to point about how rubbish the officials are. And let's get something out of the way. We got beat, and we deserve to get beat today, in my opinion. However, I'm sick to death of this idea that you can't criticise the referee just because we were poor. Let's get rid of that. That is absolute nonsense. Yes, you can be poor enough while at the same time saying the referee was terrible. You can do both of them. You know, you can't have nuance. You don't just have to absolve the referee of criticism just because we were poor. But yeah, the referee. I need to look at the penalty. Sorry, I need to look at that back, whether that was a pen or not. Obviously, like I said earlier, the goal apparently was offside. But again, I'm going to look at that back before I make a definitive opinion. Apparently, as well, one of our players got two-footed in the penalty box in stoppage time. I don't know how true that is, but if so, it reaffirms the opinion that for me, it seems like our players need to have their neck broken in the box in order to get a spot kick. It's ridiculous. The amount of time Blackburn, it was the same thing happened there. Blatant penalty avoided, being given. And I'm someone who does not like to blame things on officials, because we need to look at someone's performance as well. But it doesn't mean you can't criticise them. It doesn't mean you can't, what's the word I'm looking for, mention them. So let's get rid of that. As for someone's performance, as I said, on the whole, well below par. Worst home performance of the season by a mile. And even in the second half, when we were starting to press and go forward, by then it was too late. And again, it was just a daft goal given away again. This is why I go on about clean sheets, because they're very important. I don't know what more to say. I mean, Ellis Sims started, which for me, it's not just reactionary to say. I personally wouldn't have started Sims, because at least then, if you don't start him, you've got someone as a focal point to bring on. And when he went off, we just didn't have much physicality, if any at all. So, yeah, I mean, there's not much more to say. I mean, we just couldn't get any urgency going. We couldn't get any intensity going. Our play just was non-existent from parts of the game. And, yeah, like I said, it now makes Birmingham a bigger game now. I think we probably really could do with going to Birmingham and getting a victory, because we don't. The thing that slightly concerns me is that we don't play on Tuesday, and the majority of teams in the Championship do play each other. Because obviously it was meant. I think they're meant to be the fixtures that were supposed to take place. Obviously when the Queen passed away. But there you go. I'm not gonna ramble on more about this. It's not particularly great to talk about. Let's get on to Friday. Hopefully we get a good result there. And yeah, and like I said, trying to get 5,000 subs by the end of the season. So if you could like, comment, and subscribe. And again, as long as people are respectful, unlike the Cardiff player who scored. But there you go. As long as people are respectful, fair enough. Anyway, I'll love you and leave you there. Away the lads, on to Birmingham.